preparing live stream. It's looking like it's working, Michael. Just a little second.
Okay.
Can't wait to get to know you.
Awesome. Can't wait for you to get to know me either.
It might be working now. It says we're live streaming, so I'm going to trust and verify, they say. I'm going to verify.
Okay.
Don't you hate the internet?
I think that the internet is great in some ways, and it can be frustrating.
Yes.
Technology is frustrating when it doesn't work, but when it is working, it can be leveraged as a tremendous tool. So
Absolutely. It's been used for a lot of good during the pandemic.
oh yeah. I mean, we imagine if we didn't have technology during some of that, right? It would be
Wow. We would have felt like a bunch of Anne Franks.
True. The pandemic definitely did feel like a very dark time, just like that. So
Yes, it did. Well, Facebook, I'm here again with interview number 733. Yeah.
Oh, I feel so special, by the way. I'm the 733rd most important person on your list.
You had your time with sports in college, it says right here. So you get to be 733rd here, but in college you were way up there.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to Comic Spot. I just want to say hello to y'all at home, whether you're wearing pants or not. We don't care. What do we care?
Yeah.
Do what you want.
I'm not.
There's no accountability. Anyway, I'm here because of ahabroadway.org. They sponsor whatever I do. They're so gracious. They will train your children. If you've got seniors that are driving you Michigana, they'll train them. Any veterans hanging around the house, send them to AHA Broadway. They'll make them funnier for you. So send them to AHA Broadway. I graduated from there, and look how normal I am. So let's go to the show, you guys. Kick back, relax. This is going to be your time to get to know another comedian off stage, behind his mask, to see what he's really like, to see if you like him, to see if you want to follow him, to see if you want to go to his shows and help his career. That's what this is about. So kick back, let me do the work, and just watch the blinking lights, okay? All right. So right now I want to do the intro of our famous guest tonight. And here it is in writing. Okay, I'll read it to you. It's kind of hard to read. Mike is a diverse, unique, silly, and light humorist. Now, who doesn't like that? He was a two-sport Division I sportsman in college. We got to hear about this. I love sports. He was a New York City-based comic until the pandemic hit in 2020, and he's now focusing on comedy on the road. So welcome to the little stage here at Comic Spot, Michael Oldroyd. Hi, Michael.
Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to be here. I appreciate the intro, and thank you for the opportunity to maybe win over some of your audience. I hope you guys, after getting to know me, maybe some of you will like me, and the rest of you, hopefully you'll like me too. So yes. I guess we'll see. Time will tell.
It's like that old time comedian said, take my wife, please. I'm like, take my friends, take my fans, please. If they like you better, mazel tov.
That's very selfless of you, and I appreciate that kind spirit. So
yeah, I'm glad to help. Oh my gosh. What else are we going to do with our lives when we live to like 120 or whatever? Got to do some good for other people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure they'll like both of us, by the way. Well, I'm sure they like at least you. We can imagine that. But yeah, definitely doing good is very important for a lot of reasons. I agree with you. It's very important to give back. So
yes, Michael, you say that since the pandemic, you've been out on the road doing comedy. So talk to me about how the pandemic affected you and your family. extended friendships, and being on the road, how that changed. And then let's go through your life from the beginning till now.
Okay. Fun. So when the pandemic hit, I was living in New York. I was living in my dream apartment in Manhattan. And I for the first 90 days of hell is what I'll call it, you know, the worst part of the pandemic, when we were all locked down, we didn't know how long it was going to last. I stayed in my apartment assuming that it was going to last the 2 weeks that our mayor told us it was going to be. And it just kept on getting extended out, which made it worse and worse being isolated for that much time. So I finally had enough, and I said, all right, I'm going to go back home to Missouri where my family is, my parents, our dog, a lot of my friends, and I'm going to go kind of regroup there. Right. And we'll figure it out. I didn't want to break my lease just yet because I thought maybe it'll end, but I've had enough New York. And the reason I waited so long is because I didn't want to risk getting my parents sick because they're older. So the reason I stayed in New York for 90 days rather than like a week or 2 weeks was for the hope of protecting my parents. But finally I was like, I got to get out of here. I'm just going to come home and quarantine for a while, and then we'll be able to live, and we'll isolate together, whatever you want to call it. And I will say this, I didn't realize how divided our country was at the time. As soon as I went back to Missouri, nobody there was taking coronavirus seriously. So it was like entering an entirely different world. You know, New York, everyone's wearing masks. Missouri, people are judging you for wearing a mask. If I wore a mask, people were looking at me like, who's this asshole? Who's this guy? You know? So I was like mind blown by the whole thing. It was like culture shock, even though I'm from Missouri, just because I hadn't been there, right? So last year was a very weird year and very divided in a lot of ways. I was just kind of like caught in the middle of everything. But obviously comedy had shut down when they shut everything down in New York. And there was the opportunity for me to do some comedy in Missouri during that time. There was one club out in the rural sticks that was still open like the entire time, and they booked me to feature for them. And prior to the pandemic, I was doing a ton of comedy in New York, and I was focused specifically on New York City and breaking in as much as I could there and not doing much road work. But once the pandemic hit and I got out of New York, it allowed me to focus on doing comedy in states and areas where comedy was still open, whether that was in places like Florida or Missouri, and still some Zoom shows, obviously, which nobody really has too much fun doing. And it actually, one thing
Unless you're Michigana like me.
Oh, you enjoy it. What does that mean? I don't know.
Crazy.
Okay.
I like everything. If you don't like something, I like it.
Oh wow, you know what? There's a very great purpose for you in this world then, because there's a lot of stuff that won't go to waste then. You know what I mean? Yes. I did want to add on one thing. One way that the pandemic shaped me and helped my career was it forced me to do much more stuff from home. So we're talking about Zoom, but I was specifically, one way it really like pushed me was to develop my musical capabilities in comedy, something that my friends and family have been pushing me to do for a long time, because I've been in music for a long time. My dad was a jazz musician. So I decided to kind of do what I could. I couldn't do stand-up in the club, so I had more free time. So I started creating more music and musical original creations, parodies, music videos, all like I filmed like 2 music videos in New York City while I was there in the first 90 days. And then I wrote more, created more, a lot of digital content for social media. And I actually just released a music video like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And I feel like it's gotten better each time. So and because of the pandemic, I'm getting ready to release my first music comedy album, which is like an Adam Sandler type CD where it's got like skits and music, parodies, original creations, things like that, and some skits to beats and stuff. So I wouldn't have taken the time to focus on those things if it wasn't for the pandemic. So I can thank the pandemic for that, and I can also thank the pandemic for reshuffling the deck as a whole, preventing me from doing the same thing over and over in life and in comedy, and pushing me to kind of get out on the road more. And I'm enjoying Florida right now. So that was a lot. But that was kind of my answer to your question.
I love it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So when you grew up, what city did you grow up in, and what was it like to be in a class with you growing up, or to be to be your parent, or to be a
Yeah.
sibling to you?
Yeah. Well, that's a fun question. I'll start at the top. I can remember being the class clown as far back as third grade. Before that, I may have been the class clown. I just can't remember. I know I got in trouble a lot all the way along, so it wasn't fun for my dad. My mom was always much nicer to me. Oh, they were both nice. Let's put it that way. They both have great hearts. They're amazing parents, very loving. I came from a positive childhood, so I'm very lucky, and that's one of the things that's like kind of sets me apart from a lot of comedians. I did not have a dark childhood. I had probably the happiest childhood anyone could ever ask for, and I was always the class clown, and starting in third grade, and I just remember nobody taught me how to be funny. It just came natural. I had these compulsions on the inside, and I could not control them. I knew as soon as I thought in my head, this is gonna be funny, Mike, gamble and see if it's funny. Like, blurt this out. You're gonna. I would judge my day on outbursts and the number of outbursts. So like LPMs and decibels, basically, the professional comedians. And I didn't know what those were. I was like, dude, I got 3 uproars today. My day was a good day, and 1 dud, 1 fell flat, you know what I mean, or whatever. And I took pride in it, and I thought I was unique for it. I didn't know there was such thing. I didn't know that a class clown is a thing, right? I just was it. And then later the label came with what was naturally me, right? And I saw guys like Jim Carrey early on, and I was like, hey, that guy is doing what I'm doing, but he's doing it as an adult, and he's like famous, and he's getting paid a lot of money for it. I want to do that. So like that was my first comedy influence, and to this day, him and Adam Sandler are my biggest influences. And I was always the class clown, and I just remember every year the kids got more mature, so I couldn't rely on the same humor. I remember going, okay, I can't rely on fart jokes anymore. I have to they're like smarter. They're not going to laugh at the same stuff, or I have to evolve and change. So I noticed that like early in elementary school, actually. And it was that way all through high school. I was voted most likely to host Saturday Night Live by my senior high school class. And that was a class of 300 kids in Missouri. So that was a great honor, because I wasn't the only funny kid. And the fact that they would choose me out of 300 people, or 300 plus, was like a really great honor. And one of the reasons, that's part of my motivation in comedy, is like the people who believe in me. I want to be profitable on their investments, metaphorically. So the people who have helped me along the way and have supported me, I want to be like, thank you. And I want to reward them with success, if that makes sense.
Yes. I was just going to ask about that. Who are the people that came alongside and noticed you and encouraged you?
Yeah. Well, I had a high school history teacher. His name was Coach Williams, and he actually let me do stand-up in 9th grade for the first time. He's like, hey, you're funny in the back of the class. And he was really cool, and like he would read Deep Thoughts by Jack Handey in class. So I knew who it was. I was cracking up, and he was like, why don't you come up here and try stand-up? So I did, and I bombed. I remember looking at the class, and they were looking at me smiling, and they're like, yeah, we're ready, Mike, like make us laugh. And I immediately retracted internally, because I'm like, it's weird being expected to be funny and everyone looking at you waiting for you to make them laugh. In the back, you can be the Phantom of the Opera, and you can just like pick and choose when you want to say something, and the material is generated based on what's happening in the room. And up front, when you're there, you have to generate everything, the material, everything, because it's a blank canvas now. And I bombed horrendously, and I didn't know what to do. I kind of I tried to like walk on my hands and like make weird, like weird gestures and stuff. And it just fell flat. And he gave me another chance a couple of weeks later, and it fell flat again. But I learned the first lesson, which was to generate material. And I just had a lot of support along the way. I had coaches like Coach Lamison, my high school track coach, has always been supportive, and I couldn't have as much wind under my wings without him. A lot of the coaches from my athletic career have always been supportive in both sports and me pursuing my dreams. Honestly, they're like lifeblood. My parents, even though my dad hates my dirty jokes, no one's a harder critic on me than myself and my dad. So my dad, he really does not like the dirty stuff. He's come to support and watch, and immediately the feedback was, I don't know why you have to paint such visually disgusting pictures in our minds, when I like cocky, but my mom's just supportive of no matter what I do because she's awesome. And I've had just friends that have let me bounce ideas off them in the locker room at Mizzou, and that's when I really started doing comedy a lot harder. I kind of started when I was 19, and the team would just, a lot of people got sick of it, but I would just hound them and be like, dude, let me run some jokes by you guys, either individually, in the locker room, as a group. Sometimes people would let me get on stage in the locker room just so they could try and heckle me and mess me up, and that made me a lot better. They were not really. I remember one dude didn't care to hear my comedy. What he wanted to do was make a fool of me. Hey, Oldroyd, do stand up for us. So I would do stand up, and then every time I'm about to hit the punchline, he'd go, ah, So nobody. I've never had a more difficult heckler than that, and as a result, I have to thank the guy, because it actually made me there's nothing more difficult to face than that. You know what I mean? So I guess I have thank yous for people who directly helped me, and thank yous for people who indirectly helped me, if that makes sense.
It does. Question for you. What sports were you number one in Division I? Track and...
I was track and field, and then football. Those are my two sports in college at Mizzou.
Two of my favorite sports. So what did you run in track? What were your events? And what position in football?
Yeah, I was an 800-meter runner. That was my main race. So middle distance and 400. And then in football, I was a wide receiver. In high school, I played everything. I was a punt returner, defensive back, free safety, wide receiver, at one point running back. But my specialty position that I narrowed it down to, what I was best at, and what I always wanted to be, was a wide receiver. And that's what I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do as a walk-on at the University of Missouri. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was amazing.
In your comedy career, how they have the 4 things that you're supposed to write jokes about, if it's weird, hard, stupid, or scary?
Yeah.
So when you've been out doing comedy, Michael, what's the weirdest, hardest, stupidest, or scariest thing you've ever come across?
Wow. 50 things just flashed before my eyes. I would say, those are hard questions to answer. I almost feel like I need time to think about it, but to give you an answer now, obviously the atypical nights when it's non-glamorous, those are the nights when it's stupid, scary, weird, right? You're doing comedy for a bar full of people that are not in your demographic. Some of these open mics that I've done to hone the craft and to get better have been at places where I know that the audience is either very eclectic and some of them might gravitate toward me, or it's just a completely different vibe, and I know that they're not going to get me, and vice versa. And I'm essentially doing comedy into the ether, to the vacuum, where it's what the frick am I doing right now with my life? I'm not getting paid for this. I'm literally it feels like I'm spinning in circles. Am I getting better? Or am I getting worse? I'm spending time doing this, and yet I'm not actually seeing traction from it. What I am saying is that I feel worse about myself after performing, and that and then it just feels like questioning. So I would say that's scary, weird, and hard for sure, and stupid. So
in our last couple of minutes here, we've gone a little past 30 after, but we started late.
Okay.
So in a wrap up, before we get to your social media and how to follow you and what you have coming up, what do you want to say to inspire people beyond the pandemic? What's some great
Okay.
pearl of wisdom you got for
I
us.
appreciate the question. Well, I can only speak from personal experience, so I can only preach something that I do or have done myself. And this is actually inspirational. Do what you love, and don't be afraid of the negative consequences. You're going to hear so many negative voices, both in your own head and from other people, both that you care about and people that you don't care about, telling you no, you shouldn't do that. But if it's in your heart, I am a firm believer, and it's because it's always been true for me, that there's a thing about faith versus doing what your rational brain thinks. Everyone who cares about you is going to use their rational brain because they want what's best for you. But you have to be brave and courageous enough, and it's up to you as an individual to say, I'm going to not give in to fear, and I'm going to do what I love, and I'm going to pursue what I love. I don't care how stupid it may sound. I don't care if people judge me for it. All these things, I'm going to let my heart guide me, because I'm a firm believer that the path will unfold before you, before your feet, if you do that, because it always has for me, and it's always led me to the right place. And if I didn't pursue football, I wouldn't have all the things that I have in my life. And same for comedy now. So that's the best thing I could say, is use this as a time to reset and really look yourself in the mirror and say, my time on this earth is finite. I don't know when it's done, but what I do know is if it ended tomorrow, I don't want to look back and know that I was too afraid to do and pursue what I love. So
I love that. Oh my gosh. Where are you going to be performing, and where can people follow you on social media, please?
awesome. My handle everywhere is the same. It's at, and then it's right?
Mhm.
DROYD. It's the droid, basically, but with a Y instead of an I. So like, I am the droid that you're looking for if you're a Star Wars fan. My nickname has always been the droid. It originated from sports. It wasn't even a Star Wars connection. It was just because I worked so hard. And so yeah, that's the easiest way to find me. I've got my website, michaeloldroyd.com, same spelling as you probably blasted out there. I'm currently in Florida. I'm on no lease. I'm on no anchor, but I'm posted up with a good buddy right now in Tampa, and we're working hard, and we're doing shows all over Tampa and Florida. So if you guys are wanting to see me in the short-term future, I'm doing a lot of stuff in Florida all over. And then if you follow my updates, you'll be able to see upcoming shows and things like that, because I'm posting frequently about that.
Very cool. Thank you so much. Do you have merchandise on the internet people can buy? You
I
mentioned
do. Thank you. Yeah, I have a wristband that I'm selling. It's actually, I'm wearing it right now. It's this black wristband, and it says, "Anybody horny?" ? And, and it's got my Instagram handle. And the reason it's part of my routine. And if you want one, just DM me. They're like $5 a wristband, and I can usually cover the shipping myself, so it's pretty cheap, and it's just a funny phrase that came up from my Mizzou football days, and I'll be selling shirts soon enough. So that's what I've got at the moment.
Wonderful. That's good to know. Thank you so much. I'll see you in about an hour over at the Gladys Simon party.
Thank you, Linda. I hope we covered everything you wanted to. Thanks for the opportunity to
Likewise.
talk.
I hope you got everything out you wanted to say.
I think I did.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Michael Oldroyd, everybody. Follow him. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.